So let me continue. I have the last slide, which is the opportunities and threats. And I'm sorry, I just took maybe 5 minutes more. So what are the opportunities and the threats? So opportunities for CSPs is actually they will be able to broaden their portfolio because the offerings from the hyperscaler and from the operator will be somehow merged to have one combined offer for the enterprise. That means richer portfolio and more reach out and hopefully more revenues. Hyperscale had great access to enterprises on the last 5 years or last 10 years. So small, medium enterprises, they like the hyperscalers. So it is believed that with this kind of partnership between hyperscaler and CSPs, there will be more reach out to enterprise. And for hyperscaler, there will be more reach out to governmental entities. The CSP will enhance the past capabilities on his side. They will get machine learning stuff, the AI assurance, development studio, design studios, and as I showed you, we were able to develop an application in 3 weeks for AWS and Verizon in one of the contests. So that's really a past capability that the operators needed. CapEx to Opex model shift, we explained that instead of doing big investments and big chunks of money and waiting for revenues to come like across like years and 5 years and do this TCO model, you shift to Opex model and you pay as you go. If you get like high traffic, you consume more, you pay more. If there is no gain, then you don't pay. So that's the mindset for the greenfield operators. Enhanced time to market. You see the time needed to introduce a new service in hyperscalers that can be days or weeks, even less than that, while you used to have like months to introduce a service in a legacy way of a CSP environment. So for sure, with the partnership, there will be a more enhanced time to market TTM. Enterprises and users, and we like the digital experience of the hyperscalers, right? We like to go to Amazon and pick a service and buy something. So this kind of experience and digital experience will be conveyed from hyperscalers to CSPs. So CSPs will enjoy this new feeds or new digital experience by the hyperscalers, and will be able to provide this kind of digital experience to their customers. Opportunities at global service footprint. Now the operator with the right partnership can provide services to all his customers across the globe, not only limited to the region or the country. And then overcome the investment challenge, because people working on the CapEx cycle to raise money and to convince stakeholders to put money or to have money invested in a certain year CapEx or a certain year cycle, it's very hard, it's very difficult. So switching to Opex model might be a solution to overcome the investment challenge. The threats, okay, nothing comes without threats. So the threat, it's a potential vendor lock-in. The cost of migration that to on-prem cloud is very costly and very difficult. Most of these applications are only certified with the stack, the cloud stack provided by the hyperscaler. So it is a potential vendor lock-in for sure. Connectivity only share. Actually, I quoted that, and I listened to one executive from VMware who was talking in one of the conferences. So he said that it is very risky for mobile operators to sit on the table with the hyperscalers with only connectivity. So if you are only providing connectivity and the rest value-added services are coming from hyperscalers, then you are in a risky position, because you see there are a lot of attempts from hyperscalers to achieve connectivity by satellites, by balloons. You see these initiatives. So what the question is, what if the hyperscalers were able to get the connectivity without having a dependency on the mobile operator? What will be the game by that time? So it is a threat. You have to contribute as a CSP with more than connectivity. The managed services, because most of the operators are relying on a full managed service by vendors, right? So when now you scatter the applications in AWS, in Azure, in on-prem, how you do the managed service? For 100%, it will be very complicated. And what you save in the cloud, most probably you will pay it on a managed service. So it needs a change even in the operational mindset. Security and regulations, and we explained that a lot of countries in the Middle East, in the Arabs and the Gulf, prohibit putting like data or customer data in a public cloud. And what is also suspicious, how you are going to do the lawful interception, how you can intercept the traffic from the gateways or whatever to the legal entities that doing the lawful interception. So having a lawful interception on the public cloud, it's not yet clear. Impact on existing partnership and market vendors, and that's a very important point, and people working on that domain understand that. So if you are an operator that having a partnership, or for example with vendor X, okay, and for some non-technical reasons, for some political reasons, vendor X cannot be onboarded on the hyperscaler cloud. And by the way, we saw that in the last 2 years in time of Trump, when there was a conflict between China and USA. So a lot of American vendors stopped cooperating with Chinese vendors, and they stopped the integrations. And this is something away from politics, will impact the networks, right? Will impact the operator's life cycle. So if you are having this kind of partnership with these vendors, and you bring this kind of new cloud models, what guarantee that these vendors will work on or will adapt or really integrate to these hyperscaler public clouds? It's not guaranteed, and it is really a threat, especially if you have a big portion of your traffic running on these vendors' applications. And a lot of other threats. I just I didn't actually try to take that from Google, but I just wanted to do that from my analysis and from my experience working with both sides, CSP and the hyperscaler, and even the telco vendors. So I hope this slide at least leads to some of the main opportunities and some threats moving forward. I mean, in the relation between hyperscalers and CSPs.